All right. So does anybody want to go over what we learned last time on a very dramatic chapter of Rise of the Runelords?
Whole
That
bunch of
whatever
shit.
the goblin things are gross.
Oh, they're super gross. They're called ghasts.
We met a very nice revenant, Aisha, and she's completely normal and sane right now. Um, Nothing bad is going to happen bringing her down here to see Aldern. That'll all
Praise
be fine.
praise Augie for convincing
Diplomacy twice
yeah.
at her.
Yeah.
Convincing this
We
revenant
are
to help
somehow
us.
cool with the revenant.
That's not a fight we wanna have.
Uh and we now know that Aldern is full ghoul, stole a bunch of shit from everybody, including Ismark's still beating heart for some reason. Mez got propositioned by her evil little friend, whatever the fuck his name is,
Cornelius.
Little shit.
to take the still beating heart of Ismark for some reason. And we are deep, deep, deep under the manor. There was also a haunt of some sort here, right?
Mm-hmm. There was one haunt. There is still one more haunt that is here.
Surprise. Reminder. Gotta proc detect chaos.
You've also you're leaving out who was it? Shay talked shit and immediately beefed it like Mez fell on her.
When we were getting down, she didn't manage to catch Mez, and
Mez landed on her.
Yeah.
Also, Mez is like putting up some weird resistance to killing Aldern or letting Aldern die. So that's fun. But she only talked to Shay about that.
Which Shay was like, I don't want to kill him, but what other choice do we have?
I believe the phrase judge, jury, and executioner is used.
And then Shay was just like, yeah, sometimes you gotta be all three. Very lawful of you, Shay. So is she going to be a fallen paladin now? Going a little towards the true neutral?
I mean, she's lawful neutral.
Her paladin rules are not the regular paladin rules.
She's fucking weird ass paladin.
She's a paladin of homo. So.
Oh no.
And I will, as a reminder at the top of the session, you guys have a +4 to 2 conditions.
Yes, fatigued and sickened. I made note of it.
Which ended up coming in real clutch for Augie.
And just copy and paste that to the top of this session notes too. That's what I've been doing with the reminders. Just highlight it, put it at the top.
I think that makes sense.
Or in the end of notes.
Good tech, because I can only cast that hex like once a 24-hour period for everybody, so...
Alright.
Oh yeah, so also cleared Shay becoming ghoulified.
That was also very helpful.
Very helpful, very helpful.
There is still ghoul fever afoot, though, so, don't get too comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still don't want to get touched by this person. But,
well, unfortunately.
That is the type of healer that Zola is. She is a condition healer more so than an HP healer.
Look, feels immune. It's fine.
That doesn't... that doesn't mean that Sabine is not also going to be taking an anti-plague, anti-toxin bath tonight.
But I want to be a vector.
It's like when a dog gets sprayed by a skunk, you know, just tomato juice.
Yeah, everybody is going in the cauldron tonight at some point. You have no choice.
Get dunked.
You can go in easily or you can go in violently, because I imagine if Sola's like, Shay, this could spread plague to Sandpoint, Shay will be like, bet, and dunk them more.
Just ask nicely.
Can I just use an Axe body spray?
Jesus. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just get a pressure washer for Seville.
Fuck. Sure, Shay. Okay.
Ouch.
She'll be fine. What the fuck are you talking about? She's huge.
She has less HP than you do.
I mean, that's
She's
true.
huge. You're telling me that her abs don't act as an actual fucking washboard? Are you kidding? No, she'll be fine.
That's how she does her laundry.
I was gonna say, how else she do her laundry?
Yeah.
All right. So I think I've heard everybody, but just to double check, now that we are out of recapping phase, Iris, are you here?
You have my gun.
Okay, Cody.
And my scarves.
And Amy.
Yo.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
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 Wow, I set you up for that.
What? What happened?
Just right over the head.
People
Gone.
were
I walked away
announcing
for
their
a
weapons.
second. I walked away for a second to
Iris said, "You
close
have
the
my
door.
gun," and then Cody was like, "You have my scarves."
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear. I was closing the door because Mr. Amy just loaded up his racing sim.
It's okay.
All right.
Oh,
Do we have a map?
And my big?
Did you
My
say
sword.
big with a B? 'Cause
Big.
I heard pig with a P.
Oh, you don't
Big.
know about Sophie's pet bag?
Mm,
And we have Z.
bless us.
Lord, help us.
Okay. So as we rejoin our heroes, we are deep in the caverns beneath Foxglove Manor, often called the Misgivings, where this sound seems to echo throughout. That sounds an awful lot like wailing. But you've already heard your fair share of wailing tonight, both from Aisha, who now stands next to you, and also from the various ghosts that you've encountered here, whose stories you've begun to know. Exactly what has happened here in Foxglove Manor is starting to take shape, if not quite all the way fully formed as of yet. We find the group coming up onto the room in which the creature once known as Aldern Foxglove is residing. A creature now bereft of any hair, with a long, grayish, rotten-looking tongue and protruding ears covered in viscera and gore, some of which you can't help but realize must belong to Katrine Vender and the dearly departed Ismark. But as we are coming up along here, Mesmine, you have heard a voice you haven't heard in a few months, and it has made a demand of you. He's speaking to you, though, and only to you. You are trapped within this vortex of absolute cold as he speaks. And although you can see everything going on, your senses are somewhat dulled, as if he's taken over them somewhat, focused them only on him. He's asked you for Ismark's heart. How do you respond?
No, I can't do that. I won't.
As you hear some laughter around you, and not warm laughter that tends to rise and bubble up, but the sound of, well, it reminds you of metal almost, like little bits of scrap that you can't find a place for clinking around in a cup. Mazzy, are you sure you really won't? I can make it worth your while. It's just a little heart. He's not using it.
It's not just a heart, it's my friend's heart.
Are you so attached to him? I'm surprised. I didn't think you guys were that close.
I mean, he's part of our home. He's my friend. He's a pretty cool guy. And if I can get that back, maybe.
As you're talking, you start to see the shadows in this place, which is very dark, start to change, and in the space in front of you, you see the shadow of a young boy walking in front of you. He's taking these big, almost hopping steps and seems to be tilting something to his lips as he does. You don't see him, just the shadow moving this way and that. Well, if you want to be so boring about it, Mezzy, how about I make you a deal?
I'm sorry, but there's no deal that you could offer that worth it.
You sure about that? Why don't you take a second and look deep in your heart, Mezzy Wezzy? You say that there's nothing I could possibly offer you, but there are things you want, aren't there? Things you've dreamed about ever since you were a little tiefling, even smaller than me.
That may be so, but it's all in the past.
That may be so, but what?
But that's all in the past.
Oh, but it isn't, is it? Because, wow, how many years now have you spent trying to find some magic of your own, Mesmine? You still try. I know you do. You stare at your fingertips whenever you're working with any kind of fire, and you can make your little sparks, but sometimes, Mezzy, when you stare at it, don't you wish it was a little bit bigger?
Mez's posture, she shrinks just ever so slightly. It's not a thing I'm good at.
Oh, but you could be good at it. I could make you good at it. And I'll take a perception from the rest of the party at this point.
Okay. It's going to be a 16 unless my bullshit applies.
Bullshit does not apply.
Understood.
So I've got a 16, I've got a 20. What else have I got?
Math. 23.
23. Matt, did you roll a 4?
27.
Okay, look at that. We're off to a good start. We're off to a good start. So, I'll say everybody then feels a certain chill come through the air as you guys are approaching this bottleneck here. And, Sola, Shay, you guys can see that Mesmine Something's going on with Mesme. Mez, are your goggles down?
Yeah, they're still covering her eyes.
The goggles seem to be swirling with a certain darkness, as if storm clouds are contained within them. Could you tell us about Mez's posture right now, Iris?
Well, like, she was walking somewhat normally and confidently into the hallway, but then after encountering this, her shoulders are slumped in a little bit, and she looks smaller, and she's chewing her lip a little. Like uncertainty.
Don't like that.
Solo will just kind of look, because she's behind Mez, so she would have seen Mez stop. And the kind of shift in her posture. And just raise a hand very carefully and kind of poke John, and nod towards Mez to have John fly over and land on Mez's shoulder.
You poke John, and this doesn't happen very often, but there's a stiffness to him. Are you sure about that, boss? Something real bad's over there.
Sola just kind of tilts her head, and her gaze kind of flits across in front of Mez, and I'm assuming she doesn't see anything.
No, she doesn't see anything.
Okay, let me look at something.
Probably a horrible idea. My mind goes to, what if I just pull the goggles?
Yeah. That was a thought I had as well. Not gonna lie.
I'm like, okay, I see some dark swirling shit in there. That's not good. That fucking, don't know what the fuck that is. Probably more ghoul shit. Not good. More ghost shit. Could Shay see that and just walk up? Any reaction from Mesmian?
You can pull them off of Mez, but she won't react immediately. When you pull them off of her, you see these plumes of thick black smoke come out and sort of spill out and curl upward. And where you would expect that they would dissipate, it doesn't. There's these twin plumes of black smoke that just keep rising up toward the ceiling. Mez, when the goggles are pulled off of you, your vision flickers, and you can see a bit more clearly the shapes in front of you. You think you see Shay. You're pretty sure it's Shay.
She's literally within like half arm's distance because she took her goggles off her, right?
Yep.
But just making sure here, Kira. Shay is still distorted, right?
Yes, it's distorted. It's very, very dark.
Shay kind of like focuses more, trying to focus on Shay at rest a bit. What? She puts her arm out.
Yeah. Shay will lean in to, hi, I'm here. It's like, you still there, Meg?
Where in her view is Cornelius's shadow?
I'm glad that you asked that, because as Shay approaches, Cornelius's shadow stands in between the two of you. And the cold just gets worse and worse. The tips of your ears and your nose are going numb. Mezzy, we're having a private conversation.
Step back. I don't know what there is to talk about. I can't.
Oh, but you can. And I think you will. Because if you don't, it's gonna keep you up at night for the rest of your life, Mezzy. The sort of power that I can offer you, it's the sort of power that kings have guilt for. Emperors. This little town just happens to be somewhere important. Don't you want to be the one who makes sure it's safe? Forever? Because I'll tell you right now, Mez, if that heart gets into the wrong hands, it's not going to be safe.
She's biting her lip more and she looks very nervous. But she'll kind of push out. What do you even want with it?
Well, the thing is, it's not just a heart anymore. It's a seed. And you know seeds, they need attention. I'm just trying to make sure that it gets the right kind.
See what?
If I told you right now, Miss, I think you would run screaming from this place. I don't think you would ever come back. It's not something that mortals should really be troubling themselves with. More of a specialty concern.
If you want me to give that to you, I need to know what I'm handing to
you. There's another rush of cold. But I told you already. And I'm afraid that if you don't hand it to me, Mez, I'm going to have to find some way to take it myself. You wouldn't want that, right?
What's the look on his face when he says that?
You can't see his face. It's just shadow.
Fuck it. If I were to able to get it back. Actually, hang on. Question. Is there resurrection magic in this setting?
Yes, resurrection magic is actually very I wouldn't say it's super common because it's hard to do, but it's absolutely not unheard of. It's something that wealthy people have fairly decent access to. There's 2 levels of resurrection. There's reincarnation, which is kind of really easy to do. You could just force a soul into a new body. It's fine. The soul has to be willing. There's garden variety resurrection, which has to be cast within, I think, 24 hours or 1 week. What is it?
It's 24 hours unless if you do specific things.
Yes, 24 hours, you can get regular resurrection done. But if you're looking to revive somebody who has been away for quite some time, their soul is going to be in a place called the Boneyard, probably, waiting online to see which heaven or hell they go to. In order to reach a soul that's already in the Boneyard, you need true resurrection, which, again, isn't unheard of, but it would be hard to get.
Is it at all viable in this town?
In this town? No, not at all.
Okay, another question then. Because I don't know if you can give me an exact answer. But compared to the license that Mez already cannot get, how much more? Is it worse or less? Like higher or lower than that?
Way more. If I'm not mistaken, True Resurrection requires a diamond costing at least 20k to start as a material component. I think it's 20k, it might be more.
It's 25.
25, thank you. And you would have to hire somebody to cast a 9th level spell as well, which would require tracking somebody down who can cast those, and also paying them a not insignificant amount of money.
Okay, so I guess a better question is, if you live in Sandpoint and you die, you're dead. No one here makes that kind of dosh.
Right now, yes.
Okay. I'm just wondering how how much of that would be, if Mez would be accustomed to there being resurrection often.
You would have heard of it. It would be the sort of thing that you would hear of that, like, rich people can occasionally do.
Okay.
But, like, to give you an idea, Reincarnate is a 5th level witch spell. So, it is something that Sola will eventually be able to do, but she can't do now.
Not for a long time.
Okay. Okay, so the last thing he said was he'd get it himself and I wouldn't like that. Okay.
Yes.
You really don't really want to give me a choice, do you?
Well, the choice is between easy and hard. Between a nice, comfortable working relationship where you get to have some benefits, like magic and power and knowledge, versus, a smoldering cinder where your town once was.
So, I imagine Mez was holding her gun, because she was holding it in her hands while she was going through, but she was kind of holding it, against her chest defensively, as kind of like a safety blanket would be the best way to put it, kind of thing. And her hands grip at the rifle more upon hearing that.
And we're friends, right? You don't want me to do that. I don't want to do that to you, Mezzy. I have plans for you.
If you want to check in above table about this choice, that's totally fine as well.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, so above table, it is okay to say no here. He won't immediately destroy Sandpoint if you do. It will just raise his ire, and it will make later things way more difficult for you. It will change the makeup of some later things that go on, and it will alter some of the events later on in the story, but it won't lead to Sandpoint immediately being incinerated now above table. It is trouble, but it's trouble you can deal with. And
tell your friends that there's trouble coming so they can fucking help handle it rather than you stealing shit.
And to address a question in the room, you guys can hear Mez. You can't hear Cornelius.
Okay, I was wondering, like, what... Is she just standing there, or is she talking to herself?
It seems to you like she's talking to herself.
Okay. Concern. Okay, Sab, come back. We have an issue.
Yeah, we got one over here, too.
Yeah, we have multiple issues.
We got issues on both sides.
Yeah.
Do this on somebody else. It's probably not going to be particularly helpful, but maybe it will help shake Mez out of this. Yeah, it technically would be useful for Mez, I guess. So I can cast Sanctuary on her.
Sanctuary. Let me take a look here. Oh, thank you.
More of the protective magic landing on her, hopefully, just like helps pull her out.
Yeah, you know what? Let me roll something here. Okay. Mez, as Sola approaches and casts Sanctuary on you, there's a brief moment where the warmth floods back in again. And you can see the people in front of you and to your side. You can see Sola, I imagine, approaching to cast the spell. And you can see Cornelius. But there's something wrong with him. Instead of the bright, cheerful, youthful dandy face that you've come to know so well, this time the shadows that are coalescing around him and making up this form, they seem to be focused on his face. And there's a mask of impossible blackness that consumes the light around it, blackness that is the essence of non-existence. It is as if reality itself falters over the span of this boy's face. But there are two eyes staring back at you from the mask. They're burning green.
Don't like that.
As you have a couple, we'll say 2 rounds before the dark sets back in, what are you gonna do?
I don't know. I'm having decision paralysis. Damn it.
Well, you can try saying a cool guy thing to him and trying to snap out of it. You can accept or reject the offer. You can talk to Sola. You can talk to Shay. You can try to set combat off and see if that will distract him somehow. Yeah, you can take some other physical actions if you want.
Question.
Can I steal the wrestle him?
You could.
Sola and Shay see him.
You know what?
She's
I'll roll
clear.
that in this instance. Yes, you can.
Oh shit, okay, so Sola cast this spell on her and all it's like fucking powder in the air, highlighting this fucking figure is like, well shit.
And Sola, Shay, could you guys make me will saves? This is against a fear effect, if you have anything that, affects that.
I have something that helps.
Does it help us?
Yes, it does.
It does?
Actually.
Yo?
I have that's my birth ability or whatever, the mother. +1 to fear saves to allies within 10 feet.
Hey.
The number you are looking to meet is 25.
Goddamn.
Well, I got I said a will save.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 20. Oh, fuck, what's 17 plus 7?
24.
Wait, +1!
Okay.
Let's go, miss!
That load-bearing +1.
That +1!
That's all that misses.
27.
Okay. So, looking at this thing in front of you, this creature in the shape of a young boy, staring into the blackness of its mask, both of you feel for a moment as if that darkness is going to spread and roll over the rest of reality like oil, consuming everything in its way. Because if you are going to fall into the chasm that it portends. But you manage to get a hold of yourself, and while there's still this bone-deep, primal fear, it isn't as bad as it could be.
Can I do something for flavor? Because I feel like Solo might be petty enough to do this.
Oh god.
It's not anything big. It's just like, oh, okay, so your darkness and dark face, ooh, scary. Oh, fucking dancing lights directly into his face.
This action has consequences, Z. Are you prepared for that?
At this point in time, you must remember that Z is banned from haunted houses for reasons.
You know what? That's true, she is.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will allow it. There will be a consequence if you're okay with that.
Sure.
Alright. Now, as I was going to finish up, you're all shaken for... Matt, roll me a d4.
You sure about that?
Roll me a d4.
2.
For 2 rounds, you are shaken, which is a -2 to most things. It could have been worse because you could have been panicked, and that means you leave, fleeing.
Yep.
But, Sola, you cast Dancing Lights, and the eyes on this pitch black, dark face turn toward you. And you notice, as your lights shine upon it, that it illuminates nothing. Nothing at all. It's as if there isn't any light to speak of. So deep is this darkness. He fixes his eyes on you. I wasn't talking to you. As he says that, cavern is filled with darkness.
Fucking.
And most of you are used to being able to see in the dark. Not this darkness. It's a total black. It's the void. It's when you close your eyes and fall asleep, in that moment before you begin to dream, This is that darkness.
No, is that an effect for everyone?
Let's see.
Make me start throwing spells at this fucking dude.
Oh my god, Z, stop.
Just Sola and Shay.
Okay, lovely.
What does Mez see?
Mez, you see as he turns his head towards Sola, this strange billowing trail of smoke that looks, the way it's undulating to you seems almost as if it's alive, closes around their eyes. It seems to emanate from him. And then he just turns his head back toward you.
Do not move with the dance lights.
What did you do to them?
No, nothing permanent. I just didn't want them to interrupt.
Do they look distressed at all?
Do you?
So it's just that they can't see anymore, right?
Yes, this is deeper darkness.
Yeah, I feel like Shay just looks like was concerned, cause that's not fucking good. I imagine she moved herself to be like in front of Sol and Mesmine, of like, what the fuck are you? I feel like now she's cluing in on what this is. And I feel like she looks very it's an equal mix of concerned, distressed, and annoyed.
Yeah, Solo looks annoyed.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to talk, then that's fine. But just whatever you're doing today, they don't. You don't need to.
Well, I know I don't need to. But if they would just stop being rude, then, you know.
Do we speak to Mez?
You can speak to Mez if you want.
Okay. Fucking blinded and shit. We have other shit that we're doing. Shay's gonna look in the direction where Mesmine was last time she fucking checked. It's like, yep. Can't. You asking for a fucking rain check? Kinda busy. And talk to him later.
I wish it were that easy.
Mez, he's laughing, actually, at that. Giggling. Which is weird, because you can see that there's no mirth to his eyes. You can't see the mouth, or even the shape of the mouth, moving. It's just the sound of laughter.
She's funny.
Oh no.
Concern.
Is that what you want, Messi? A rain check. Should I let you think a little bit?
No. I mean, you're gonna. You've made your stance pretty clear. If I have one more question. East mark is already passed. That's not. There's no way for that to affect him, right?
There's a slight tilt of the head.
Eastmark's name was said.
Yes, Eastmark's name was said. Do you want to have Sola react?
Yeah, Sola's head twitches very clearly. What does he want with Eastmark?
His mom was hurt.
Answer your question, Mezzy. There's nothing you can do for, well, the guy you knew as Eastmark. Things were... Oh, the first time he came here, he sealed his fate. I'm afraid even I can't bring him back.
Sola hears. This is like he wants his heart. You just hear very harsh, angry Samsarin. And she's gone from annoyed to pissed.
Fucking, we don't even fucking have the heart yet.
You can tell him to fuck off.
He's threatening the town.
You and him can take my son-in-law's heart when hell itself freezes over.
Wait, what was that?
It's like you and him can take my son-in-law's heart when hell itself freezes over.
Cornelius, the mask turns again towards Sola, and you see a slight narrowing of the eyes.
This one is always trouble. Mez, how about I do you a favor, since we're friends? First of all, I won't kill any of your friends right now. But how about I check back in with you later, in private? You can tell them whatever you like. Tell me to fuck off again. I'll let you do it. You can look like the hero in front of them, and they'd never have to know. They can't hear me. But I know what you want.
I don't need your help. She looks so uncertain. Like, she does not look convincing as much as she's trying to sound like she is.
You say this, and there's another set of giggles from Cornelius.
I think you need to work on that. But don't worry. I'll see you later. We can workshop it.
You see him turn. And then he walks into a shadow. And the cold is gone. Let's check something else, though. Sola, Shay, could you guys make me Let's call it fort saves.
Cool. Got a 28.
28. Okay, 28. Shay is fine. 18 from Sola?
Yeah.
All right, 18. You get to keep that darkness for the first round of combat.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking. What is it with? It's like we're about to go into fucking combat. We don't even have the heart yet. Mez could just fucking die trying to get it. The fuck? This bitch.
Mez, you're gonna have a very long conversation on the other end of this.
She didn't say yes.
She didn't say no.
Fucking Sab and Augie. So I assume they heard some shit.
Honestly, I assume they're already in fucking combat, because knowing that Revenant, she charged right in.
That's actually an interesting thing.
I mean, Augustiana's gonna support her girl, so.
Augustiana's like, if you need that heart, you need that heart. I get it. But meanwhile, while all of this has been going on in the back line, Aisha has been calling out to Aldern, and she went toward him initially, took a step forward, lets out a blood-curdling cry.
Aldern, it's time.
And this creature here, the thing that was once Aldern, approaches. And rather than attack, to your surprise, he gets on his knees, his hands and knees on all fours, bowed in front of her. And you can see as something flickers across his face, the all-white, milky eyes of the ghoul shift for a moment into Aldern's familiar blue.
Aisha, please, you have to save me. They've done something to me. You have to save me before he comes.
Augie, Sab, you guys can see this. Are you letting them cook?
I think at that, Augustiana would just kind of like shout out in Varisian, like, don't trust him.
Sab, have you got anything cooking?
She's just gonna get ready for things to go down.
Okay. If you want to, you can try to approach while they're distracted. It will take a stealth check, and you will have to deal with something of Aldern's as well if you get within a certain distance of him. I'm not sure if you can see the aura, but there's an aura.
Can't see an aura. I imagine he's pretty stinky.
He is a lot of things. Stinky is one of them. Just a minute. Are you staying put?
I know what's gonna happen if I try to get closer. Deal doesn't. Yeah, that's a big 14 stealth.
14 stealth. Let's see what our guy over here has. Thankfully, his perception's not all that high. He doesn't see you. He rolled a 4.
Yeah, just giant shadow moving.
But as you do enter that area, could you please make me a fort save?
I knew he was stinky. That is a 24.
24. He is stinky, but you're good. He's very stinky, though. This would have been a very bad time for you if you had failed that. So, you can position yourself. Augie, you shout, "Don't trust him," right?
Correct.
Aisha seems to stop for a moment at this display of what seems to be contrition. And you can see her hesitate. And Augie, you call out, "Don't trust him." She looks back down at him. Why should I indulge the man who strangled me? Look at me, Aldern. Look at what you did to me. Aldern answers, It wasn't me. Aisha, please, you have to believe me. I would never have hurt you. It's not me. It's the skin saw. It's the skin saw man, and he's coming back. I can't hold him off for very long. You need to leave. All of you.
Is that a name any of us recognize?
I would be shocked if so, but I will allow either knowledge local or religion. From anyone who would like to roll it. Although I imagine our backline crew is a little busy right now.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think the backline is actually hearing this.
Yeah, I think the backline's a little busy.
Augie, you got nothing. Nothing.
It's been gone a long time.
Is that like Siren Head or something?
20.
With a 20, you've heard the name before, Sabine. You know that there's a skin saw cult in some cities, but you don't know very much about them, just that they tend to move on the outskirts of society. And that, well, they're a hoe-scaring cult. You do not want to be involved with them. As this continues, Aldern, still on all fours, starts to crawl forward. And he starts to crawl toward you, Augie.
She's gonna back
hey
up.
There, buddy.
Could you, Oggs, could you roll me a fort save, Oggs?
Oh, God.
I would love if you could roll me a fort save. Okay. Could you roll me a D6? Augie, there's something about this place. You've been through so much today. The ghosts have been targeting you. The gas smelled awful. Honestly, before you came here, you could have gone your entire life without smelling anything as horrific as that gas. It smells like warmed over meat, left out in the sun, gone rotten on a hot, humid day. Right?
Vomiting again.
Yes. This smell is worse than that.
Ugh.
You are sickened for 9 minutes.
Here we go.
Oh, never mind. I don't think the +4 would have helped, right?
It's with a 9? No.
Yeah.
You just gotta turn around and walk towards Sola and take another potion.
Can she walk? Is that?
It's allowed. Aldern is crawling towards you, hand outstretched. His eyes very wide and almost puppy doggish, which is a horrible contrast to the rest of his face and what's become of him. Please, I don't know who you are either, but you have to help me. They're going to find me. And when they do, I don't know what they're going to make me do. There's something horribly wrong with me.
I don't think
She's
the
just gonna
lady's
hold-
enjoying your attention.
I was gonna say she's gonna hold up a finger and vomit.
Wait, one.
And check that, she's really not liking it.
Is that Axe? Ugh.
Who are you? Who why have you come here? As he says this, you start seeing his features shift, a sort of beneath the skin bulbous swell that passes under him and rolls around, as if there were ball bearings between his skull and his skin. As he starts saying this, the way he holds himself starts to change, and you see his hand going into his coat. He looks at you, Sabine. You have an interesting fate, don't you? I can smell it. He puts on a mask. A mask that I forgot to look up because they don't give you the handout for it. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I can smell you too.
The mask looks like this. He puts that on over his face. I smell gross to you, but I am a vessel for a greater soul than myself. I wonder how your death will affect the rest of the world. All those things you might have done, left unfinished, broken promises, dreams forever out of your reach. I wonder what your death will do for this world.
One way to find out.
And after that, we will start actual combat. Right? Everybody is already on here, except for Mr. Foxglove himself. What is your initiative, my friend? He did not roll well.
Is this just the mask? Look gross.
I mean, sort of. There's definitely something going on here. But yeah,
Is that a goat eye or a toad eye?
Let me see. Goat eye. Goats have horizontal pupils.
There we go. Got some combat going. All right, and We will be starting combat off with Augie, who is puking. What are you doing with the...
Aide-moi. That's what she's. I mean, you know what? I'll try to throw the dagger. We'll see.
Okay.
Hmm.
That's a miss, unfortunately.
Oof. Okay. Good luck, y'all.
19 is a miss. Oh, goddamn.
Have fun. Maz, it's your turn.
Wait, what? There's combat?
Mm-hmm.
That's basically a miss. Like, wait, what?
Yeah. Why do you think? Shay told you, asking for a fucking rain check.
Shay, why did the music change?
Oh, I can read them.
Mez
It's like-
just exited the cutscene directly into boss music. Oh shit.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I put my controller down.
Like,
Well,
what? You guys aggroed the boss? What?
While Mez was getting the newcomer cutscene in Final Fantasy, everyone else already started the boss, and the wall went up. But yeah, it's like, oh wait, Tough dead.
Fucking wish.
I mean, isn't he kind of?
He's undead.
He's undead.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So he's half dead.
A 20 versus touch.
Correct.
Okay, that is a hit. Let's see. What have we got here? Is that damage total correct? Or do you have more?
I has more.
Okay.
It's technically a 21, but I know that doesn't matter. So it's 1 to damage, and then Dex, which is 5.
So additional 6 for
Correct.
18?
Yes.
Alright. Mez, you shoot him. Where are you aiming for?
Like
On. Go on.
the I guess right leg, the far leg, the side leg.
You aim for the far leg, you catch him in the thigh, and you see the ball just tear through that thigh. You see an explosion of blood. But he still seems to be standing up all right. Sab, are you going to try and grapple something you should not try to grapple?
Solo's not gonna like this.
So he's gonna have a fucking heart attack as soon as she gets her vision back.
Has he stood up?
Has he?
Because he was crawling.
He was crawling. He was standing up as he put the mask on.
Okay.
It was a stance change.
Just wanted to be sure. You get a -4 to AC from that.
Yes, you do get a -4 to AC from that.
Stay down.
Alright, gonna thwack him with the elemental fist.
Alright.
That is a 25 to hit.
25 will hit. What's your damage?
Let's find out. Which one use the D8? That is 13 plus 5, 20, or 18.
18?
Yep.
Alright.
And then going to make that free maneuver to try to knock him prone again.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get back around. That is a 20 versus CMD.
I never thought I would be able to say this to you, Matt. That does not meet his CMD.
Son of a bitch.
All right,
That's
Sab,
it for now.
where are you socking him?
Right in the mask.
You hear a crunch behind the mask as his nose breaks against it, and you start seeing blood trickle down from behind it. But he just laughs.
Is it normal blood?
It's very thick, congealed, clotted blood. We're talking cottage cheese texture.
Hmm.
Oh, nice.
Gross.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like that.
Right? And then it's Aisha's turn. And you know what's really cool about this is Aisha's hasted against him.
She's also flanking.
Hey.
She's also flanking. So Aisha, what have you got for us? Okay.
Pile drive.
I mean, she does get a hit off. Let's see if she gets a grab.
Yoink him.
She rolled a 1 on the grapple, but she gets
That's
another
slippery.
attack. He's slippery. She does get another attack, though. Okay, which means she gets another grab, which does not grab. All right, Aisha tears into him in a flurry of claws and rage, and you can see her trying to get a hold of him, but this foxglove, whatever he is, just keeps managing to sway out of the way, his blood-slicked clothes perhaps lending him a bit of help. Shay, you're up.
All right. So she can see, right?
Yes, you can see.
Okay, is she still sickened? Not sickened, shaken.
Shaken would have been for rounds. We'll say that's gone for now.
Okay, cool. Goddamn. This isn't good. Fucking should have got a fucking rain check. Why do evil entities not know fucking timing?
You're one to talk.
Yeah, you're one to talk.
Either way, she's gonna go ahead and move. I think.
I mean, we have to give Gris a, like... It seemed like she stopped time for a hot second, so we have
That's
to give her a little
true.
bit of a pass there.
She did use time stop.
Yeah, she did use time stop, so you know what? We can give Gris a pass. Alright, over here he says it's a fort save for going near him, right?
Make a fort save.
Yep. That is probably a fail. Hold on. 8 plus 9?
17.
17.
17 is exactly the number you needed to make.
Let's go!
Careful, Shay, he's stinky.
Let's fucking go. It's a fucking, oh shit. People's in danger. Overdrive kicking in. And, oh, whoops. Well, I just deleted my fucking thing. The tab that had my character sheet pulled up.
So Control T.
Yep, I got it. It's loading. Either way, I'd like to smite this bitch.
You'd like to smite him.
Mm-hmm.
You can smite this one.
Okay, cool. Where the... I'm so sorry. I swear.
No, don't worry about
this
it.
to happen.
No, there's a lot of stuff that factors in, so it's totally fine.
Okay, cool. So I use my smite. And is that just a thing I do, or is that an action?
Swift action.
It's a
Swift
swift
action.
action. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Thank you. I like to attack.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, cool.
He is an undead, so you do get your bonus damage as well.
Let's
if you hit.
Go. If I hit.
Mm-hmm.
Do I get advantage?
If you hit.
Or is it only for Aisha and Sab?
It's not advantage. His AC is treated
right.
as slightly lower.
Shit, sorry.
No worries.
systems. Cool. Gonna go ahead and you're not gonna fucking believe this.
You rolled a 20?
Yeah.
Okay, roll to confirm. Oh, wait,
Okay.
no, you don't because he's undead and you can't crit undead.
Motherfucking
Like, the
God.
only 20s that, like, Amy is going to roll within, like, the next year in this campaign have been wasted on undeads over the past 2 sessions.
Yep.
There's a lot of undead in this dungeon, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Oh well. Okay.
It's a hit, though, and you're gonna do a fucking assload of damage, so.
Yep, that'll fucking hit at least. Cool. So, I'm gonna go ahead and get my fucking D8. Okay, cool. That's gonna be a fucking 1 on the damage die.
On 1 damage die.
I only do 1 damage die, right?
You got bonus damage, though, don't you? Let me see.
If she doesn't, can she re-roll the damage die for her 20 as a consolation prize?
Let's see.
Oh, I get
you
extra
had
flat damage. I don't
you
get extra
flat.
dice.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll allow it.
Oh shit.
You can re-roll your damage dice.
I got a 2.
Nice.
You know what?
So
it's better than nothing.
It's better than nothing. Okay, cool. That's gonna be a 2, 4, 6. 6 damage.
Is that including double the flat rate? Because it's undead?
E.
Okay, so 6 total?
E.
Alright.
Because this is undead, not aberration, or magical beast, or evil outsider.
Yes.
Mhm.
So, Shay, your sword arm lights up again with a very not heroic, cool TM bright pink light.
God damn
as
it.
you whack at him.
Why does it gotta be pink?
Sola, you can't see shit.
Yeah, but I can hand a potion bottle and have Agustiana drink it.
Yes, you certainly can.
The sounds of vomiting.
That's why we're like, okay, just walk back to Sola. She can't find you to give it to you, but you can find her and she can give it to you. So that is an herbalism check against the DC of the spell. It's a 30.
Yep, that'll do it. I was looking for a 17.
Hey. And then... So that's her using, like... I forget how the...
That's a standard action, if that's what you're talking.
What else? She has just a movement left?
She has a move. You can also do something that's a swift action if you have that. And you can also take free actions if you would like.
Okay. Well, she can't see. And she has a sick Agustiana behind her. And Mez firing in front of her. So there's not much else she can do. So she's just going to stay there.
Alright. It is time for the bad guy's turn. Let's see. Let me just check something over here.
Agustiana, get rid of that second condition.
Oh, thank you so much.
All better.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought.
Tastes like leaf.
Alright. So.
Probably tastes like very strong mint. Because mint is like something you drink to like not be sick. So it probably tastes like very strong peppermint.
Oh, God bless you.
Let's see. So, Sabeel. What's your AC? It's not that low.
It's 21.
21. Okay, you will be taking 8 damage.
Thanks.
You're welcome. And then, let's see, over here. Okay. Shay, what is your AC?
Good question. Let me see. 19 at the moment.
Is it increased versus him right now? Because of smite? It is on regular paladin, but I'm not sure if you get that.
Yeah, it's just the flat rate for Tortured Crusader. I believe it's 4.
Yes, yes, it is. It's +4, so it's going to be at 23.
23 is not enough to save you. So
okay, understood.
It's fine. So Sabeel and Shay, the man in front of you begins to bellow an uncomfortable laugh, and he takes from his coat a very just sharp and rough-hewn looking razor. And he slices at the two of you with it. So Sabeel, you are taking 8 damage, and Shay, you are taking 6. Augustiana, kill.
We'll see.
It hits because they're flanking.
Oh, God bless.
8. Okay, that's a solid chunk of damage. Will that be all?
Yes, that is it for me, folks.
All right. Mesmine, kill. Without the ability to crit.
You got it.
That's a
18.
19.
19 will hit.
8.
Just touches
Is that
19. Goddamn.
16 damage?
17?
17 damage. Your boy is starting to look a little rough. Sab.
Let's see if we can make that worse.
Get him.
No fancy stuff. We're just going for the grapple.
All right.
That is a 28.
A 28, would you believe it, is just barely enough.
Whew.
Fucking slippery motherfucker.
You get Kraken style, right?
Yeah, so he takes a whopping 6.
Okay.
That's all I got, boss.
All right. So Aldern is now grappled. And Sabeel, holding on to this guts-covered man, you don't like it.
No,
You don't like it.
It's like mud wrestling.
Mm.
So he is still missing that arm, right?
Yes, he is still missing that arm.
Right, so then grappling that one arm does put him in at least a position of disadvantage, because normally you can only do one arm.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, it is Aisha's turn now. And what's the rule for attacking a grappled opponent, Matt?
They don't get dex to AC.
All right, so it's flat-footed. Okay. Wait, no, that's the wrong character. Wrong character.
Or rather, it's a -4 to dexterity, so 2 lower AC.
Jesus Christ. Okay. So you hold this man back. How are you holding him?
Once the razor comes out, she goes straight for that arm and puts him in a hammerlock.
Okay. So you've got him in this hammerlock as Aisha comes up toward him, and you can see the burning rage in her eyes as she does so. And as she descends upon him, Both of her attacks hit, and they are brutal. You can see his stomach is just torn open, and what remains of his innards are now dangling outside.
Great.
It's very stinky.
Watch out, Shay. Stinky.
I don't like this. This is yucky. Still, attack.
Do you attack the guts?
No. No, I do not attack the guts.
What's the weak point?
No, I'll just be a fucking normal person.
Shay, you're not a normal person.
It's gonna be a...
Gay.
No, she's not. Anyway,
my
it's gonna
bad.
be a 29?
A 29 will hit.
Let's go.
Roll your damage.
I'm getting better luck with this dice set than the other one. Another fucking 2 on damage, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's gonna be
what's the
another
total on that?
6.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, I'm fucking stupid. Oh my god, I forgot to do the fucking dice, the regular damage modifier. It's gonna be a 6 plus 7.
13.
Yeah,
Okay.
bypassing DR.
Yes, that makes a significant difference here.
Yeah, I forgot the plus 7 last time too. Jesus. This is what happens when my husband messages me during a game.
He's at stiff breeze levels of hanging in there.
Well, I don't know if this is going to work versus him, but ear-piercing scream?
Let me double check that. I think it does.
I don't think they undead usually have sonic resist.
I don't think so, no. Sonic damage. Oh, 2 sonic. Alright, let's see if he can make the save.
I see our struggle this session is damage.
This is oof. I'm so sorry. Let's see what he's got save wise.
For 2 caster levels. Hold on. I think I should be getting 2 plus 4?
It takes 1d6 per 2 caster levels. You're level 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be 2d6 that you should be doing. Yeah, so you should be 1 and a 3. So yeah, it's 4 damage, I guess.
Yeah, the Roll20 thing rolls twice when you have
okay.
it's like in line. Is that?
That's very strange.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take the 4. And Sola, this is going to be enough to incapacitate this one. So, how would you like to incapacitate this one?
I don't like the phrasing.
I mean, she just like Augustiana has popped back around in front of her. It's like, okay, I guess we're heading towards the fight now. I can see you again. Steps forward just a little bit in front of Muz and just plants herself, and you just hear that nails on chalkboard scream exit from her. Though it's unpleasant for everybody, it doesn't hurt anybody but him.
You screech, and Sabine, you're close enough that you can see the blood start to leak from his ears. And
Great.
he starts shivering against you as this is going on. And you have his arm held down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He stops fighting so much against the grapple. You can feel him, it's less fighting and more just fear while he's in your arms now. Please, you have to take off the mask. You have to take off the mask and I'll tell you whatever you want to hear. Whatever you need to know. Oh God, it hurts.
Yeah. I'll take off the mask.
You take off the mask and it's again the blue-eyed Aldern beneath the mask, as he's taking great heaving breaths, his face slick with sweat and blood and gore. As he looks down at what's become of him, you can see the instinct in him to vomit. You can see it in several places, in fact, because of the state he's in. He swallows. It's horrible. I never meant for any of this to happen. You have to believe me. We are briefly out of combat. You're gonna sense motive.
Yes.
Doubt. Go ahead and roll your sense motive.
Cool. Alright. Come on. The dice, you got me. You can't fail me now. Okay, cool. That's gonna be a 17 plus 14.
14. 17
31.
plus 31. Okay, thank you. He's telling the truth.
What?
Even though you don't understand all of it, he's being perfectly sincere when he says he never intended for any of this to happen. This man is afraid. He is afraid and he is horrified, and he knows he is at the very, very end of his life. He is not lying to you. He understands that he has done horrible things, but he's not lying when he says that he didn't intend for any of this to happen.
I'm guessing this mask is that skin saw thing you're talking about.
No. Say his name. He might hear you and come back again. I don't know how long I have left.
Where'd you come by this mask?
They gave it to me. The brother's 7. There's something about this house. I thought I could cleanse it. That Aisha and I could... And he looks up toward Aisha, who is still just staring at him, with his intestines wrapped around her claws. She gives him no quarter, but he does look up at her pleadingly. You can see how badly he wants her to believe him. My love, you have to believe me. I never would have hurt you if I knew what this place was like. If I knew I was so weak, my fathers they were fine for so long, and I thought that our love was nothing like theirs, that it was stronger than the curse on this place. And He reaches out toward her, and she pulls away, yanking at his organs as she does, and he groans in agony. I've doomed us both.
Well, Shay, what do you make of this?
He's like on the ground, right?
He's still restrained.
Oh, okay. Shay is going to look at him, and she is kind of surprised that, like, okay, he's not lying. And she is going to go ahead and sheath her sword. And, Kira, if you'll allow me, I would like to use one of the fancy little boons you gave me.
Okay. What are you attempting here?
I'd like Shay to look him in the eye, and use disarm. He's only got the one arm.
You can take the dagger out of his arm, the razor out of his arm. He's not fighting you. Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
Throw it away.
Drop that shit on the ground. It's probably got tetanus on it.
Down towards the nice meat table.
Yeah. I'd like her to use Devilish Insight.
Okay. So you get to make a sense motive check and understand what it is he wants more than anything else, I believe.
And also, for every 5 for passing the target's check, learn one of their regrets.
Okay.
And she'll know whenever he lies for the next day.
Alright, go ahead and make your sense motive check.
Come on, Shay. That's what you're fucking built for. That is going to be a 28.
Ugh. No, buddy. You're not making this one. No, you're not. Okay, so it's 10 plus wisdom modifier plus half level, I believe. What's your wisdom modifier?
4, I believe.
4. So that is 4 plus half level. You're level 5. That is a 16, right? All right. So he is not making that.
Cool. Yeah. She's gonna look at him, sheathe her sword. Okay. She's gonna look at him. Tell me everything. Now.
All right. So, you learn what he wants more than anything, and we'll handle that first. You say, tell me everything now. He starts, I came to this place to try and heal it, to set right what had been done to my family, what my family had done. I was grossly mistaken. I thought I was stronger, but I kept hearing him, his voice. And I came home one night and I saw Aisha, and I flew into a rage, and I didn't know what to do. She was dead in my arms, the best thing that ever happened to me. And I couldn't tell anyone about it. If I did, they would all know that I had fallen like the rest of them, and I spoke to my father's old business associates, the brothers. They said they would help. They knew people who would help, and that all I had to do was provide them with occasional favors, but they started to put this mask on me. And when the mask was on, I became something different. Please, I can feel him. He's going to come back. You have to kill me. And Shay, that is what he wants most. He wants you to kill him.
Okay. Cool, well, we're not done yet.
Yes, what he wants most, and I will expand on this point, he wants to die. He no longer wants to be this thing that he has become. He doesn't want to suffer anymore, and obviously he's in a great deal of pain. But on top of that, he understands that his death will probably free Aisha. And he does genuinely want Aisha to be free as well.
Okay. Shay just nods, as if like, okay, done. I will grant you your last wish, but first, yeah, keep going. There's more.
So, you tell him to keep going?
Yeah.
You say that, and he looks down at his stomach and swallows. I don't know how much longer I have. Please. It's cruel what you're doing.
Who are the associates you went to see?
I spoke to... They wear masks, all of them, when they're having their meetings. It's hard to know who's who, but... Ugh.
Where do they meet?
There's a tavern. It's on a boat in Magdamar. I think one of them, his voice was familiar. He... I think... Trifex. I think it must have been him.
Alright. Got something. Shay gets her sword out. She looks to Sab and to, I guess, if anyone else got any closer.
As you take your sword out, Aisha swooses on over, still holding the organs.
Mm-hmm.
But with the other hand, she just lays that bloody hand on your shoulder, Shay. It is cold, and the flesh to it has unnatural give. It's me.
Step back. This will probably be good for her. This will probably ensure that her soul is set free.
Unless, if anyone is going to intercede, they had better do it now.
Mm-hmm. Any last minute questions for him?
Oh, that's a good question.
Do you want to ask that, or do you want us to?
I feel like Shay does not have that on the mind at the moment.
Sabine doesn't recognize the stuff, probably. So it would have to be Mezuragi.
It depends on whose it is. Like, she'd probably recognize some of it.
Yeah, she might recognize Mez's box of treasures, actually.
Yeah.
It's also Shay's law book.
And the heart.
Yep.
What do you mean by that stuff?
Mez, you ask him this, and there's all of the tension and the pain changes from physical to emotional. When he looks up at you, you can see the Aldern that once was. And you can see the longing in his eyes. I had to sell everything I owned to pay the brothers. My prices just got higher and higher, and in truth, I'm destitute now. But the harder things got for me, the more I remembered all of you. The kindness that you had shown to me, despite not knowing anything about me or my family. I wasn't always myself, but I wanted to remember my new friends.
And at what point did it seem appropriate to take somebody's heart?
It wasn't me. Yeah. That was him. They told me they needed it. Some sort of ritual.
Can I imagine what this ritual was?
I don't know. Please. I'm in so much pain.
Yeah, I was worried you'd say that. Sabine let him go.
Sabine, as you let him go, again, pausing for any other questions. Looking around.
No.
Mez glanced at Sola, but then kind of looked down.
Sola is beelining towards the table. She just figures the revenant's gonna kill this guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
She is indeed about to coup de grace.
I think that Shay would offer a prayer for him.
The prayer is absolutely necessary because once Aisha descends upon him, very quickly there is nothing left of Aldern Foxglove. Her claws rip and tear everything that they can get their hands on, until eventually all that's left is the remains of a torso. A torso which, as this bloody work continues, Aisha begins to sob. As she's finished, as Aldern looks up at her and the light finally leaves his eyes, you see a slump of relief. Aisha, as she's weeping, looks up to you, Augustiana. And for the first time since you've seen her, the face changes. Or at least I am trying to get it to change, but it does not seem to want to.
It changed for us.
It changed.
Okay,
Yeah.
there we go. It didn't change for me. So I was like, man, you really let me down here. And it's Aisha as she was in life. She looks up to you, Augustiana. She continues in Varisian as the tears start to stream down her already blood-covered face. I owe you a debt, clanmate. You came here at great danger to yourself, but... And she reaches out, Augie, and she takes your hand. You have to understand, please. You're not free of this yet. Neither are the others. As much as I wish they were. Aldern is the latest in a series of misfortunes of this place, but he is not the origin. As she looks up at you, you can see the edges of her fingertips are starting to go a little clear. It's a little see-through. There's so much left to do here. Can I trust you?
She's gonna stay quiet, but she'll nod.
Aisha nods and starts looking around and looks down at Aldern and touches the side of his face. I hate him so much now. As much as I loved him the day I met him. But we'll both be free now of this place and what it's done to us. Thank you. As she says this, she's going to start to fade.
She'll just hold her hand until there's nothing left.
Aisha disappears. And the skin saw man is dead. Congratulations!
We're burning that corpse, right?
I imagine so.
Okay.
Can we burn the mask too?
Yes.
Nah, I'm keeping that.
No.
Oh my god, just get a little ping. Make sure we're good to breathe
Don't you
for a minute.
ping me.
Nah, well, I mean, you're not going to show up on the ping.
Hopefully.
Chaos ping.
Oh, chaos ping?
Chaos ping.
Back here.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
Fucking change as a
Where's the
breath.
heart?
It's on the table.
This table or the bottom table?
This table.
Okay.
Yeah. She takes a deep breath, thinks, wait a second. Does a fucking ping. It's like, fucking, don't go over there.
Man,
Fucking
Augie went
points back
directly
there.
for the meat.
Yeah, give warning of like, don't fucking go over here, for the love of fucking God.
Yeah. What is that?
Yeah, what is it? Just look like a mannequin of some sort?
So, that is a mess of moss and fungus. It's a patch on the wall that is thicker than any of the other ones you've seen so far. It's person-shaped. And it's a bright, virulent red.
Oh, it's all the nasty fungus that Sol was seen throughout, huh?
This would be its origin point, you imagine.
Oh. Does Sola know what happens when you burn the fungus?
She does not.
Oh.
Yeah. Jeez, Anne.
What was the shit that was stolen from everybody?
Mementos.
I know, but what were they?
Shay's
Log
well-loved law book and Mez's box of treasures.
Was there stuff stolen from Augie and Sabine?
No. He did not know Augie and Spiel.
He feared hitting on Sabille.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't punch to the face very quickly.
Get our shit back.
You can get your shit back. You do see a note here.
Oh,
big
great.
note.
It's a very large note.
No, it's as big as you, Shay.
Could fucking ignore that and take the fucking note. There's a tail flick.
Select note. You acquire note.
Right click note, press H.
Oh god, it's in 360.
I can put a regular version beneath it for you.
No, it's better than I thought it was when it was really small before I clicked it to make it big.
It's not that bad.
Okay. I see. Cool. I'll just read this out loud.
What the fuck are you stealthing for, you bitch?
Misclick, sorry.
Yeah. Augie pickpockets the heart.
I imagine Sola is... It's still fucking beating, right?
It's still beating, yes.
Can I figure out what the fuck is going on with it, or try to?
You can try to. Go ahead and roll me, man, I almost said medicine. That's not in this system. Roll me a heal check. Or knowledge planes.
I'll go with heal, thank you. That's a 26.
Okay. So with a 26, there's some things that stand out to you. First, not only is this heart still beating, it's actually very warm. In fact, when you hold it, if I'm assuming you do, it's so hot that it seems to almost burn your skin. You can't hold on to it for very long. Another thing you notice about this is, well, if you look into it, if you hold it up into the light for a bit, there does seem to be some kind of internal light to it. There's blue glow that's rendering the central chambers a very deep violet color. The other thing you notice is that this heart is a good deal larger than it should be. It seems to have grown. In fact, if you look at this heart and you look at what you remember of the hole in Ismark's chest, that hole was not big enough for this heart. There is something magical afoot with this heart, certainly. A very old magic.
Detect magic?
It's certainly pinging as magical, in fact, greatly magical. Sola, you've had occasion to be around talismans and altars and relics of gods before, and this is giving us a very similar energy. You're getting evocation.
And Solace just frowns very deeply at the heart as she is like holding it. And well, I imagine she has like leather or something that she tends to wrap herbs and such in that she collects. Well, being very carefully wrapping the heart and just muttering to herself and shaking her head.
You are welcome to do that. What are the rest of you doing? Where did Mesmine go? Oh, okay, yes. She's underneath my room indicator. I was like, what?
Oh. Yeah,
She's dipped.
I imagine she is, like, kind of close, but she's definitely keeping distant. But she does want to get her stuff, but she also doesn't want to upset Sola. She definitely feels a little guilty, even though she's done nothing.
She considered it. She considered it.
Shay, that's had the greed in their souls.
Can you repeat that?
Sabille's asking if it's had greed in their souls, since you said Shay was reading it out loud.
Yep. Doesn't like that. Logan gestures to it. Yep.
Because there was one mark, but he didn't mark Ismark, so he's not on that list. Son of a bitch could have said something about that before he killed him.
Is there a date on this?
No.
I mean, no, that doesn't really help narrow it down. I guess we know that was 2 days before he got the list, and presumably he started. It says like begin your work after, so I'm guessing that was pretty recent.
The girl that was killed, I forget,
Katrine.
Was anything taken from her, or was she just killed?
She was just killed.
I mean, there was the lower half of her body.
There was not very much left of her.
You took that. But she was marked with the greed dehedron. So that means there is still a list of people that they want dead for that ritual.
You have to carve it into them before they die.
Yeah, and that's what happened to Katrine.
I wonder who you know that has a Sahedron carved into them.
I'm trying not to think about that.
That bad cat.
I think slowly Mez puts her goggles back on.
It's not gonna save you.
Of Quick question: which rune is highest on the Sahedron on Mez?
It's a good question, isn't it?
Look at Mesmine.
Yeah, their goggles on. I imagine definitely it was as it was being read, and by the end of
She
it,
lowers them.
yeah, she kind of turns away, pulls her goggles on. It's kind of she has a little bit of the not exactly kicked puppy vibe, but she definitely feels a little guilty. A lot guilty, actually.
Go to Mesmine. Just look at her. Gesture. Not even gonna just say it's just gesture. Just like, all right, let me see. The kind of like, it's like, okay. You and I both know how this is gonna go. This is like scraping your knee and trying to hide it.
Do you try to hide it, Mez?
Do you really have to do this right now?
Frank, just gotta see which one's on top.
I'm sorry, Miz, but it's at this point it's for your own safety.
She's getting crowded.
You want some
Is Sola
privacy?
still focused away from the group?
She's like, her eyes have not drifted up. She has quieted it down, so she is listening. But she is like, her gaze is focused on bundling up the heart safely and stashing it.
Got it. She looks really uncomfortable, but she'll slowly lift it up. And like, it's mostly unintentionally, but somewhat like because of how she's kind of balding on herself a little bit, her hair will cover a little bit of the mark on her face, but it's still visible.
All right, DM. Is it the same one on top that Katrine had?
Is not the same one on top.
Okay. Shay gives a nod.
If you'd like to try and identify it, that's going to be a history check.
Sab.
All right, got you.
If someone can draw it, Mez might actually be able to identify it.
Trying to minimize her trauma.
29.
All right, Sabil, done a lot of reading on Thassalon. It's an interesting subject that kind of touches on the entire history of the world in some way or another. That rune is envy.
Yeah, Shade's envy. That just makes things more complicated, doesn't it?
Yep.
Sorry, Mez. I know it sucks.
She opens her mouth to say something, but nothing really comes out because she's not sure what to say.
Shay will lift up a hand. Offer fist bump.
Light knuckle tap.
Light knuckle tap. Good job, Mez. Positive reinforcement. Oh, at least it's not great.
Yeah, but the sins are adding up.
How exactly does this make things worse?
That's a good question. Looks to Seville. Why does it make things worse?
If it was just greed or wrath like you guys dealt with, then we'd have an idea of what was going on. But if it's a whole separate sin, that's a whole separate rune lord. And that's just more trouble.
We are in an extreme amount of trouble. Wrath. Greed. They aren't the only ones that we have dealt with recently. I was visited by lust. And I know Envy has agents in town.
Is that so?
She's gonna turn to Sola. Squint.
How did you encounter lust?
Thought Sola
Yeah.
already talked to them about her dream.
I don't remember. I'll be honest.
I also don't remember that.
Okay.
I thought we did, but I don't know.
I don't remember if it was above table or in character.
I think it was above
table.
I think it was
I
above
think it was
table.
above
doing
table.
I think we're doing in character now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She visited me in dreams the other night.
You'd think Lust would be barking up the wrong tree with you.
Sola just kind of like looks at Seville and smirks. Oh, you do not know what I have done in my life, let alone this one. Before she just
Fair
kind of
enough.
like waves a hand. But you must remember that these. It is it common knowledge that the Runelords started off as different?
No,
No. Does Sola fully know that?
Sola does know that. I believe we resolved that during the dream
Yeah,
sequence.
during the
Sola
dream.
would know that.
It is not well known and well studied, but the Runelords were not always the pinnacle of sin. They were not always the pinnacle of lust and wrath and envy. Before that, they were, well, archetypes of some of the better emotions. Love and generosity and such. Lust,
Ow!
one time, was love.
Talking about Sarshan.
You know Soshin.
Jay blinks, nods.
There's a little, like, spin of the finger of, like, go on.
Your wife tell you that?
Fucking side eye at Sav. It's like, now, Meta, the DM one, how long ago was that?
It would have been a couple weeks ago now for you.
Yeah. A few weeks ago?
Two-timing, huh?
The fuck you talking about now?
She was the Runelord of love, and then when things went sideways in Thassalon, became lust. No one knew exactly what happened to her, but Apparently she is back or coming back.
Shay nods.
And if she is back or coming back, Sola just kind of like gestures one arm wide. Then it stands to reason the others may be as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was Brothers 7 or 7 Brothers, right?
Can I roll something to see if I know anything about this cult?
Yeah, sure. Feel free.
What am I rolling, boss?
This would be local. I would also accept history, but the history DC will be higher.
Take history, because I can't roll local. Actually, I can roll local now, but
You put one rank into every knowledge.
Yes. Yes.
Specifically because of this.
Yes. But history, I have double the points in. Literally.
Since Sabine knew a little bit about them earlier, can I aid another for that?
Yeah, sure.
So that is 29 before aid.
Okay. So, Sola, you know a fair bit of the Brother Seven because you were around when they were founded. Quite some the fuck time ago. But an interesting little fact about the Brother Seven is that, well, they're most frequently seen in Magnamar. Magnamar, like Sandpoint, is a city that's constructed in the ruins of a much greater Thessalonian city that once existed, and is marked by a ancient Thessalonian landmark. It's called the Iron Span Bridge, that nobody's really been able to track at all, despite its very fortuitous location. The Brothers Seven were involved in the founding of Magnamar, much like the founding families of Sandpoint, and they've been moving in the background of Magnamar politics ever since. Now, if anybody were to ask any of the brothers what exactly was going on with them, they would point out that they're simply a mercantile league, in the same as many other cities have. But when you look a bit more closely, there are some rumors that always do seem to dog them. Some of it is garden variety stuff, accusations of debauched parties in the middle of the night, with people of all types wheeled in for these parties, and all sorts of things go on there. Supposedly deals made, nations brought to their knees, businesses elevated over others, that sort of thing. A very Bohemian Grove vibe to it. That's one part of the rumors that you hear. The other rumor that you sometimes hear about the Brothers Seven, and one thing that stood out to you when you were around in that life was that they seemed to have, at that time, several centuries ago, a certain predilection. Wherever the brothers seemed to do business, it didn't happen all the time, but there were a surprising amount of deaths. Nothing that could ever be tied directly to them, of course. Nothing so simple as that. These are accidents that tend to happen around them that they always seem to not be at fault for. Boating trips where somebody doesn't come back. Horrible accidents on industrial equipment. Wherever the Brothers Seven go, murder seems to follow in their wake. And it's because of that within the past 2 or 3 generations, they've taken to hiding their faces and becoming a more anonymous organization.
But from what Solo knows, no direct connection to Runelords or Thessalonian like magic or
I
anything.
mean, 7 brothers, 7 sins.
Yeah, I understand the logic, but
Yeah.
You don't see a direct link, no. Just fortunate positioning.
You see Sola kind of head go one way and the other. She's considering before there's a little shrug. It's an understandable connection. But this is the first time I've heard of their connection with any type of Thessalonian magic. Or any Sahedran ritual.
Would any of us recognize Zanesha, the name, on this? Or if there is a Mistress of the Seven in the organization?
That would be an Augie thing.
Augie, do the thing.
I bet you'll have to convince her first.
Augie, I don't know that you know this. I guess,
Cut it!
Sorry, what? Sorry.
The person who would know about a Zanesha would be you, if you would like to roll for that. But you
Is
don't
that
have
a
to.
local?
Yes, that would be local.
And the chances of me rolling cortisone on this one?
Actually, yes, I would accept that.
Oh, bless.
Okay. With a 23, Augie, you've heard the name before. Zanesha runs a very, very popular, exclusive establishment in Magnamar. One that is a little hard to pin down. You've tried to go there yourself a couple times. It's where any working girl worth her money really wants to try and make a name for herself. All the movers and shakers seem to go here. But there's one thing that makes it a little difficult to find, and that's it's on a boat
yeah.
that travels through Magnamar.
She will share that and end it with, I've always wanted to be on that blasted boat, and I don't know why I just went British. Just ignore it.
It's Augie fucking up her accent.
Well, I think you might have a chance. Is Mistress of the Seven something that's tied to her in that understanding? Is there a mistress role in the Seven organization? Publicly?
Not that you know of. Sola would not have picked up on a Mistress of the Seven role, and Augie would not have heard of her referred to as such. She just knows that Zanesha runs the Serpent's Coils.
I guess we know who we're paying a visit next.
After we bury the dead.
Yeah, we need to get Catherine sanctified, you know? It's trying to use her soul for something that ain't right. Can't just leave her like that, you know?
See, Sola is very tight-lipped, is not going to argue at the moment, but you see the fingers curl around her bag a little tightly.
Plus, we still gotta cleanse the place.
If you want to cleanse this place, and she points towards the figure, you need to deal with that.
Yeah, that is a hell of a thing over there, ain't it?
It is the source of all of the deadly fungus and plants, and I guess the natural source of whatever is corrupting this house.
Don't suppose it's going to be easy to deal with.
Sola just kind of shrugs. I don't know much about what it is, or even much about what is growing on it, other than none of it is good.
Any chance one of those potions you get will just, kill it?
I think we'd have a better chance of Miz making a bomb to blow it up.
Isn't that just gonna...
We could just burn it too.
That is a secondary purpose of a bomb, no?
Depends on the bomb.
I mean, one's a little less explosive.
I'm sorry, I did not understand.
One's a little less explosive.
Hey, make one that burns.
You guys make me perception checks as I assume you're looking over toward the patch of fungus.
Mm-hmm.
Perception. It's a 22.
22.
29.
29. All right.
24.
24. So, Sabine, you got the highest roll, so I will give you the loot. Within this fungus, if you should choose to try and approach the person-shaped fungus, there's a magic item in there. If you tilt your head a little bit, you think you see some kind of wand.
Does the fungus look like it's in the shape of a person, or would it plausibly be growing on a person?
No, it looks like, well, that's actually a very interesting question. It's person-shaped, but it's certainly, well, there's hardly anything left of him, but you think you see some bones in there, Sabine. Augie, of the 27, as you look over to it, you don't just see the fungus. No. As you look over to it, you see one of the women from before. After having looked at her portrait, you recognize Cassandra Foxglove and Vorel Foxglove as you look in that direction. You see Cassandra approach from this direction here, moving across the room toward where the fungus is, where Vorel is standing in your view. He looks on at her in horror as he's in the middle of arcane gestures, caught in the beginning or the end, you're not sure, of some kind of ritual. Cassandra knocks a box out of his hands. The rest of you, your eyes are drawn to the box.
Was that like apparitions, like ghosties, or was that like a hallucination type of situation?
Ghosties. It wasn't a haunt, but ghosties.
Okay.
Do the cards say that this is a haunt?
The cards do indeed say that if you get any closer, you will trigger the fucking haunt.
Could you just leave it? Fucking you with a box.
I don't know. It could be anything in a box.
Could
Yeah, death.
I possibly roll something like sense motive to try to understand that altercation a little bit more?
Yeah, sure.
$19.
Okay. With a 19, Cassandra seemed to be horrified by whatever it was that she spotted, and now that you're looking at it, I assume Sibylla's probably pointed it out. There's a wand in her hand as she approaches him. Whatever it is that she sees as she approaches him, you rarely see that sort of determination. Cassandra, when she realized whatever it was that he was doing, was willing to risk her own life to stop him.
And you said she knocked the box out of his hands?
Mm-hmm.
Something tells me we should not touch the box.
Oh, we were set out to figure out what was up with this place. Feels kind of weird to just leave it festering in the wilderness.
Sorry, did Zabeel point out the wand or just the box?
She'll find the wand too.
Augustiana will urge her to get the wand first before doing anything with the box.
Would I be able to roll Knowledge Arcana to get an idea of what kind of wand it is?
It's usually spellcraft, isn't it?
What it look like?
Not a person who has ranks in spellcraft.
I have bugs in spellcraft.
So,
How close does Sola have to get to look at these things?
You can see it from where you are.
I can describe it to her.
Yes, you can describe the wand.
And detect magic? Does detect magic help here?
Detect magic is detecting a whole lot of shit over there. You were seeing a jumble of fucking colors. I don't know how long you want to put that on.
That's a 29.
29.
Almost
It's a wand of
20.
It's a wand of knock.
That's Lim.
huh? What was she gonna do with
That's
that?
That opens, yeah.
She gonna stop him with that?
She can knock him on the head and knock him unconscious.
It wasn't what she used to kill him. It wasn't.
Oh, okay.
She didn't use it to kill him. She had it for another reason.
Bet.
To get in, probably.
It's to get in. Yes, this was a sealed
Mhm.
container. I believe it was Sola who had the dream, the haunt, where she was wondering what her husband was doing in the basement.
Yeah, so we'll tell him, everybody, that it's just a wand of knock. Not particularly interesting. Is it just a plain box that's on the ground?
No, it is absolutely the fuck not, Sola. Go ahead and, well, you did use detect magic, you said that. Extremely strong aura of necromancy.
See Sola just kind of curl her lip a little bit and motion to the box. Oh, that is nearly pure of necromancy.
Is the box still sealed?
No, it's shattered open.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looked like that. What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Oh, you remember all the stuff from the windows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lich juice.
Wait, all the monsters?
The monster items? Yes.
Scent phylactery.
Burn it. Burn
it. The lich prophylactic ingredients, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
How's that Molotov cocktail coming, Miss?
This is, and because you guys have taken a lot of time here, I will give this to you. This isn't a complete phylactery. The phylactery was shattered when Cassandra went for it, which fucked up the lich ritual.
The ritual.
The ritual, yes. Which is why Voral isn't physically present.
he's haunting it.
Yes.
Burn it.
How the fuck do we get rid of this?
What is a phylactery like physically? You mentioned other parts. Were those going to be used towards the end? Like, what is the phylactery itself?
He was going to use the house as his phylactery. And this is a small replica of the house.
Kind of cool.
Dollhouse?
Yeah, it's like a dollhouse.
Yo, that's kind of cool.
Well, I mean, dare I say it, or we can try to figure out what's going on with this one.
Don't think it'd be good for you to just jump in there.
Yeah, after last time, well, that's on you, I guess. Sorry again.
Ed shrugs, like, no sweat, just... This is the, source of it? Looks to Sola for confirmation.
Sola nuts. As
So
near
it's
as I can tell.
probably gonna be worse. A lot worse.
I mean, I guess I don't know what more we need to find out. Man wanted to be a lich.
While you guys are talking over how best to handle this, well, let's see. Shay would know this, and maybe Sola would know this. You are both allowed to roll knowledge religion.
Bet.
It's gonna be a Shay one.
Shay knows all the religions.
She does know all the religions.
Jay knows a lot of religions. That's gonna be a 24?
I beat her.
24?
I beat her.
Oh?
A 25.
I would assume so. You got a lot more
25.
int.
Okay.
Yeah, but I rolled with a +6. I imagine yours is actually higher in the grand scheme.
By 1.
So, both of you know that burning the fungus here would help for a little bit. But now that you're looking at it and you're realizing what exactly this fungus is, the remains of a man who wanted to become a lich, you're starting to realize that this is a heavier job than you thought. Shay, you're thinking this needs consecrate. Sola, you're thinking this needs hallow and consecrate. Otherwise, you aren't going to be able to get rid of this haunting permanently.
Okay, then question.
Yes.
Because you did say that burning it would help in the short term.
Yes.
Would it, like, stop the haunting in the short term? Or is it just decrease, like, turning the volume down?
So, are you talking about burning the house or burning this fungus?
Both.
So, with a 26, I will just tell you right now, it is an extremely bad idea to try and burn down the house before you have dealt with this haunting. It is a horrible idea. Do not do it. Because even though the ritual itself wasn't entirely completed, Vorel was an extremely high-level caster, and there is still a fair bit of him in this house. Which is above table me telling you that if you attempt to burn down this house, it will cast Cloud Kill.
Monster House.
In terms of this particular patch of fungus, if you burn this particular patch of fungus, the other fungus in the house will go dormant for 24 hours. But it will regrow after that 24 hours.
Salt.
This is magic.
About
Magic
holy
salt.
water.
Holy water, you need 3 vials of holy water, will keep it down for 24 hours as well.
Okay, cool.
Burn and then put it out with holy water.
I don't know if we can stack. Can we stack?
You cannot stack.
Fuck. Alright, cool. Alright, imagine Shay fucking pulled out her fucking guidebook, aka her little custom Bible that she made herself. As like flipping
Weird.
through it, consulting Sola. It's like, yep. Close this book. Nothing we can do today. Have to consecrate it.
And hollow the ground.
Hmm.
Which means that we need a relatively strong cleric or druid of some sort, usually.
You could try to ask Xanthus?
Is Xanthus of this level?
I don't know, he fucking consecrated the fucking cathedral.
He did consecrate the cathedral.
So we don't know if we can get the hollow, though.
You would need somebody else for the hallow. You can probably find somebody else in Magnamar.
How long would consecrate help for?
Someone would consecrate hope for?
How long would it work for?
Oh, if you hallow and consecrate it, then it will be completely cured. If you just consecrate it, you'll buy yourself like a week or two.
Yeah, so we should probably do that if we're going to need more than 24 hours to get somebody here.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
So burn the fungus, which means that the house itself is mildly less deadly. Grab Xanthus, break him here, consecrate.
Mm-hmm.
In a week, we need to find a high enough level caster to do a hallow.
Just gotta go to Magnamar. See if we can find a higher level priest.
So I guess probably the two options in the short term are firebomb or large amount of holy water.
Mm-hmm.
Just use a grand sword to slide the house to the side.
What if we take the house and push it somewhere else? You'll also get cloud killed.
I have a question.
Well, I always wanted to be a lich.
Yes. What is your question?
Well, you said there's been a lot of traffic in Sandpoint lately, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we could ask some people if they know of any cloister high-level priest, or
Yeah, you could certainly do that. There's been a lot of traffic into why did I say Pathfinder? Sandpoint lately.
Because like Sola has her buddies. I'm assuming they're pretty worldly.
Mm-hmm.
They would definitely know somebody that could, but I doubt they'd know somebody that's close.
That's the issue, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Well, we can just keep doing weekly trips until we can find someone.
There's also the sheriff's things, the shield wardens. Maybe they know someone.
What?
Yeah, the shield wardens might also know somebody.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to think of people that are more worldly than just Sandpoint, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the issue, like, even going into Magnapar, we probably could easily figure out where to go to find people. It's just Magnamar's the closest place that we have that would likely have somebody strong enough.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's anywhere else that's closer that would have somebody strong enough. Or am I missing the vibe here, Kira?
There might be somebody in Sandpoint who could do it.
Excuse me.
There might be a person in Sandpoint who could do it.
There might be a prick.
But you'd have to ask around.
What if it's the drow?
That's
God
what I
damn
was
it.
thinking too.
Either way, it sounds like we need to take care of the fungus in the short term, then we can head back to Sandpoint and figure out our next move.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, fire or holy water? How are we doing this?
Which one's safer?
Holy water.
Probably the holy water.
If even touching the house makes a cloud kill, that's holy water.
Okie doke. Getting the fucking holy water ready just to douse it.
We're gonna invent the medieval squirt gun.
Medieval squirt gun.
Yeah. Shay, you can yeet 3 flasks of holy water at it, and we'll call that even.
Let's go.
Are you
With-
hiding? What the fuck are you hiding behind Sola for?
To be fair, I'm hiding behind Sola, John, and the capybara.
Sola and things that are smaller than Sola.
That's
No, he's
fine.
actually on the floor cowering behind Ollie.
As you throw these vials of holy water, you can see the fungus shrivel, and all of you can swear that you hear it scream as it starts to fade away into the wall to shrink. You see some of the caps fall down to the floor, hardly larger than a thumbnail. But you also find some other stuff here, since you guys rolled so well in perception. Let me take a look here, exactly what you find.
A lot of meat.
As the fungus is like shriveling away, like Sola gestures towards it, looks towards everybody else. And that is why I did not want to go into that room.
Don't gotta tell me twice. Fucking. Fuck that. Don't like that. Need to get more holy water, in fact.
So, do we not need this anymore? Mez had built some kind of
Contraption.
explosive at the table over here.
This might come in useful later.
Yeah, how safe is that?
Yeah, mostly safe. Needs some kind of ignition. I mean, it's not like anyone's gonna jump on it. Do that.
Need some type of ignition. Fucking don't. Just wear gloves with it. Just put it away. Just referencing Mez's sparky hands.
I'm gonna be safe with it. I mean, I made it.
Good. I imagine it looks like something that would not get through airport security.
It would absolutely would not.
Yeah, no.
All right. And above table here,
Mm-hmm.
the loot is not in this dungeon. The loot that you want is in another place. But these keys unlock that loot.
Your princess is in another castle.
Yes.
So we get keys? Question mark?
You get keys and Wand of Knock.
Cool.
We get to
When
sell.
you say this dungeon, how far does that extend? Like this entire sub area that we're in?
Plus Foxglove Manor.
Okay. So not here at all.
There's not a ton of stuff here, no.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
we've just about taken everything of interest in this place at this point.
You didn't take the Kopesh.
What?
The Minotaur thing?
From
Yeah.
from the
Manticore.
Manticore, sorry. Getting my dungeons confused.
Yeah, we're not touching that thing.
Okay.
We're not touching that thing.
It's a nice sword.
Yeah. You don't fucking use a sword.
Yeah. So?
And
You
Shay
could.
does, and it's like necrotic, right?
It is necromancy, yes.
Yeah, fuck that.
I think this is probably a good spot to call things for now. We can start next session with you guys back in Sandpoint, probably either dealing with the funeral or any preparations you guys might want to make.
And I will say next time, at some point before or after session, we need to do another speed run of sorting and selling loot. In particular, breaking up and sorting and selling things from Eastmark and things from Coco.
Yep, makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can plan for that before next session. I don't mind.
Cool.
We'll probably get Charlie in either next session or the session after that. So.
Hey.
Fucking go to pick up Xanthus.
They need to go ahead and come in next session so they can leave, or not come in, but like be there to lay claim.
So they can accept loot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. I can confirm that there is one person in Sandpoint who can cast Hallow.